Hi everyone, welcome to Honey Drops Tarot. This is a reading for Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus, and what your spirit guides would like to tell you. Gemini, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for all of your likes, shares, subscribes. I really appreciate it. Just a quick note, please do not fall for any scammers. I will never reach out to you to solicit for a private reading, but I do offer private readings, and if you're interested in signing up for one, information about that, along with any donations you would like to make, can be found in the About section of my YouTube page. So, Gemini, thank you so much. Gemini, you guys just continue to wow me with tuning in, so I'm just very, very grateful to you for that. It's kind of a weird thing to start a YouTube channel and put yourself out there, and I just feel a lot of love from you guys, so thank you so much. Today we're going to be doing your reading with the Radiant Wilds Tarot, kind of a desert landscape theme to it, and getting the overall energy with the Untamed Elemental. I hope that you all are doing well, and that you're surviving all of the retrogrades. Mercury retrograde finally over. Hooray! That's what I can say to that. Hooray. It's been a rough couple of weeks. Oh, and just for all of these series of readings to get in touch with your guides, I chose to have a beautiful feather that I found and a rose crackle quartz for some clarity. Cards have been pre-shuffled. I'm just going to shuffle now to get the overall energy. That flipped right out. You got the moon. What's crazy about this is, I do a lot of these. Obviously, all my readings are now pre-recorded. Hopefully, I'll do a live one someday if I have enough subscribers to make it worth it to go live. Because if I went live, I think one person would tune in. But I did a daily reading, and the moon came out this morning as well. So it's something having to do with lots of moon energy right now. This is a stunning card. There's lots of symmetry to it. There's also a lot of beauty. The moon talks about illumination in the darkness. That the moon doesn't have its own source of light. It's a reflection of the sun's light off the surface. Whenever I talk about the moon, talking about illusions, confusion, shadow energies. So, Gem, there could be something here that is just throwing you for a loop. It's a conundrum, a puzzle, something that perplexes you. I looked at the shape and I heard the word perplex. That moon represents Pisces, and sometimes, Pisces in the tarot, Cancer in the zodiac. So watery energies where you may not feel as comfortable, Gem, but it's important that we get in touch with those watery emotional depths every once in a while. Because if we don't, they will come bubbling to the surface whether we like them or not. I'm also hearing that there's somebody walking on the sidewalk. It's James Brown. It's a James Brown song. So that might be your name or surname. It's very loud and obnoxious, but I never take anything for granted during tarot readings. It's still going, and I don't know why. We're just going to work through it. I'm trying to hear which song it is, but I can't make out the song. I know it's James Brown. It's a dude on a motorcycle. So, what do they call James Brown? Godfather of Soul? Is that what they call James Brown? I don't know. That's very shameful that I don't know. I think they call him the godfather of soul. I don't know. Maybe this has to do with a godfather or a godparent of some kind. Maybe you're a godfather or a godparent. Take it as it resonates, Jem. That's pretty funny. That's pretty funny. It doesn't have to make sense to me. But if it makes sense to you, please comment down below. 3 cards for the base spread, 3 cards for clarifier. I may pull more clarifiers if I need to. What Gemini's spirit guides would like to say to them today. You know what? I have not been looking at the bottom of the deck for any of the other signs, but Spirit said look at the bottom of the deck, and you got the Sun at the bottom of the deck. I'm so glad I looked. I'm so glad I looked. Thank you, Spirit. I have not looked at the bottom deck for anybody else. You got the Sun in the subconscious energies. There is something. You got the Sun and the Moon in the same reading. Very powerful. Powerful. We may be talking about eclipse energy, right? Divine feminine, divine masculine energies. Eclipses are they can be omens, right? Eclipses freak people out sometimes. I don't know if like modern age people get really freaked out by eclipses, but if you've ever been outside during a solar eclipse, like middle of the day solar eclipse, it's very disconcerting. It's a little disconcerting. It's a weird vibe. It's a vibe for sure. I just heard Meghan Trainor say it's a bop. I don't know. Maybe you like Meghan Trainor. I don't know. I'm getting all sorts of like musical references right now, but what a beautiful energy. Leo energy. Illumination, life-giving energy, clarity, abundance in all of its forms. This is in the subconscious energies though, right? It's at the bottom of the deck. So, but I will say, look at this. Here's the little moon. I do look at when the next eclipse is, Gem, and kind of maybe make that period of time a time of release. A lot of release. I was going to say manifestation, and they corrected me. They say no. That will be a time for you to release. Release what? We shall find out. In the challenges position, you got the 7 of Wands in the upright, clarified by the 3 of Cups in the reverse. 7 of Wands talks about blocking energy. What I wanted to say was, is someone blocking you? Now I heard that Aretha Franklin song, Who's Zooming Who? Who's zooming who? Is that the word? Are those the words? Who's zooming who? I feel like I don't know what that song is about. I don't need to know. Aretha Franklin, the Who's Zooming Who song, right? That either you're blocking someone or someone's blocking you. Or maybe you're simply trying to protect what you've worked so hard for up until now. But with the 3 of Cups in reverse, this is typically a card of friendship, of love, family, celebration of those aspects of your life. With that card in reverse, you're not feeling, because this is in the challenge position, you're not feeling that love right now. You're not feeling that harmony. That there's no simpatico. There's no bridging a gap right now for you. Let's see. Spirit, can you clarify what this is about? What are they blocking? What is being blocked? What is being blocked? This is weird just because I'm feeling a personal reference to this reading so far because my twin flame is a Gemini. The Chariot card in the reverse, Cancer energy. The Chariot card talks about, it can talk about world travel. It can talk about cars, like vehicles of some kind, movement, but it talks about victory, mainly in the upright, this mastery over the yin and the yang, mastery over the light and the dark. These two sphinxes represent that energy of the dichotomy between light and dark. And the great, in this card especially, it's a great cosmic portal opening, a success into the next phase of something. And you got this card in reverse. So there's stagnancy here, that you can't move past this energy of, blockage. It's still blocked. This is the challenge right now. What's the lesson? You got a lot of major arcana, I'm just realizing. There are 7 cards on the table. 4 of them are major arcana. Major arcana, the big energies of the tarot. Minor arcana, the small energies. Big energies are divinely guided. Small energies are the ones that you and I can affect. In the lessons area of what your spirit guides want to tell you, they're looking at the Hermit and the Hierophant. This is a really intense group of cards to get together. Number 5 and number 9 in the major arcana. So the Hierophant talks about a person or a governing body that is divinely connected. So normally they would call this or refer to this as the Pope of the Tarot, somebody who is connected to spirit, a religious figure of some kind. But when we get it in the tarot reading, it can represent that person to you, or it can represent you becoming that person, becoming a direct conduit for spiritual endeavors, for spiritual exploits. And I use the word exploits in the best sense of that term, although I could probably come up with a better term. All matters spiritual. And I see a lot of this energy is like almost like lift off, but like vibration, frequency. That's what I just heard. This great pyramid structure, a channeling of your energy to the divine. How do we even approach that, though? Through a beautiful dark night of the soul. Dark night of the soul refers to a period of your life, and we can go through multiple dark nights of the soul in our lifetime. It refers to this period of time where, essentially you are brought to your knees in a spiritual sense. That it can look like an identity crisis. It can happen after a period of intense grieving of a loss of something. I went through my dark night of the soul during COVID, when all we had was time to sit at home, unless you were a service worker, emergency response worker, a doctor, a nurse. I thank you for your service. But unless you were one of those kinds of people, right? A lot of us were in our homes, isolated and pondering, what does this mean? What does this mean? I'm scared, And a lot of people had their spiritual awakening. I mean, this is when I learned to read tarot. I learned to read tarot during COVID because I was going through so much spiritually, but I didn't really, and spirit just rang my ear very briefly, almost as if that those were my guides, not yours. It's almost as if to say, we were there, we were with you, right? And that's when I started really talking to spirit. So out of such a immensely tragic and intense time for the world, where people lost loved ones, and governments were polarized, groups of people were polarized. There was violence and chaos. Out of that also came the light workers, also came empaths coming online and just trying to heal in whatever way we know how. And this is you right now, because you're going through that dark night of the soul, I can see. Maybe that's not what you call it, but you've been having spiritual crisis and trying to understand, trying to partner with Spirit. What does it all mean, Spirit? What does it mean? There's so much mystery. There's so much I don't still know. Thank you, Spirit. Let's get a clarifier. Another major arcana with the Temperance card. Wow. I just heard, be patient, my child. I don't talk like that, so be patient, my child. Right? Temperance is about patience. It's about tempering. It's about doing things methodically, with care, with meaning, and intention. It's a transmutation of one thing into another. In this case, pain into power. I feel very short breath right now, like I have a short breath. I need to, here, sorry, just want to hold on to one of my green moss agates to ground myself, because I feel your energy is like you almost set into a panic. I feel as though there's so much that is plaguing you at this time that you're having to work through. But the Four of Swords also came out in reverse, that it is time that you wake up. You wake up to this reckoning with yourself. You wake up to the fact that this process is absolutely necessary for your growth, for your expansion, for your abundance and success. Just gonna burn some Palo Santo right now, just to clear the energy a little bit, because it feels really intense. Just take a deep breath, Gemini. Take a deep breath. Cleansing the energy for the Gemini collective. It's gonna be okay, Gem. It's gonna be okay, of course. You know why? Because it has to be. What's your advice from Spirit? Knight of Pentacles in the reverse. This is Knight of Pentacles in the upright. And the Tower. You know that it's coming. The Tower can be shock, awe, and surprise. Another major arcana. Number 16 representing Aries and Scorpio energy. So some pretty intense and dark energies there. The Knight of Pentacles. Knights usually bring in quick messages, although the Knight of Pentacles is the slowest knight. In the reverse, he's like molasses. Knight of Pentacles, though, brings in a message of opportunity, and it's one that you can trust. But right now, you're still waiting. And it's probably because you're still experiencing that dark night of the soul. I think there is going to be, you know, that sun came out in the beginning of the deck. The sun is the best card in the deck. But it was paired with the moon. So you are going to experience a great shock and awe, but you see it coming. Is that Does that make sense? So it will still be shocking and awe-inspiring to you when it eventually happens, whatever this is referring to. I'll pull a clarifier on it. Whatever this message that the night is taking its time bringing into you. But it will still surprise you, but you will still say to yourself, I knew it. I knew it. What is the message that they're bringing in spirit? Sorry, I thought I saw a card flipped upside down. No, I didn't. What is the message being brought in by the Knight of Pentacles? Or trying to come in? Man. The Devil, which simply could refer to a Capricorn. I can't make this up, Gem. Like, spirit is so powerful. Your guides are tremendously powerful, okay? And they're right here with me. You see how so much of the cards have luminosity, right? Even this one, it's dark on one side, but then it's like the sky on the other side. See all this luminosity? The Devil is pitch black. This is in your advice. Well, I asked what the Knight of Pentacles was bringing in, slow like molasses. It's the Devil energy, codependency, toxicity, obsession, greed, addiction, right? The Tower and the Devil card are your next steps and advice from Spirit. What on earth could this possibly mean? It means that there's some addictive or codependent or toxic part of you. Take it as it resonates. Whatever that first thing you thought of when I said that, that's the thing. We all have this energy. It's not calling you out. We all have it, all of it. You know what mine is? Caffeine addiction. You know what's in this cup? It's coffee. You know how many cups of coffee I've had today? 3. Am I going to go out after this reading and get another one? Yes. Right? And then I'm not going to be able to sleep tonight, and the cycle starts all over again. Right? So that's just me trying to, you know, put myself out there, call myself out on it, and just be like, yep, I see it coming. I know it's here. The Devil energy, if you face it head on, it's almost like walking up these steps and standing up to that snake and saying, you have no power over me anymore, right? But it comes with this big, looming, dark blackness, this void of clarity, void of light. And it's almost like Spirit is telling you, take that sun energy that you know exists within you and blight this out. You have a beautiful inner light. And right now you need it to overcome an addiction, a vice, a fear, a codependent situation, whatever, that is not serving your highest good. You need to use that light to eliminate this energy from your life. How does one do that, Spirit? Page of Wands, by taking a single step in some direction towards that light. See this? You see? Is it going to be this, or is it going to be this? This looks much more appealing to me. She's almost dancing. Completely exposed heart chakra, solar plexus chakra, all chakras. Basking in it. Becoming one with it. That beautiful sun energy. Page of Wands is a beginner's mind, taking a first step into something. One step of 12, I don't know. One first step, there are literal steps in this card, whereas there's desert and everything else. Desert, right? Like desert here too. There are literal steps in this card, right? So as opposed to these kind of natural landscapes, here we have cold, hard concrete, something that was made by you, by your circumstances. And it's not about blaming. We're not here to place blame and make you feel guilty. That's not what it's about. It's about embracing the inner light within you, knowing your value, knowing your worth, knowing your beauty, knowing the love that you're capable of, knowing the creativity that you're capable of, and expressing that absolutely, fully, without hesitation, with true vulnerability, which does not make you weak. It makes you brave. So, Gem, that's your reading. If it resonated, please like, share, comment down below. Subscribe to this channel if you are so inclined. Please hit the bell notification to be updated as to when I post new readings. Thank you, Gem. Thank you so much.